What's going on, guys? AquaBuzzard here, bringing you my first ever mod spotlight. And in today's episode, we're looking at a mod called Earthworks. And what Earthworks is it's a collection of medieval decorative blocks or some modern that involve plaster or the earth. It's actually really cool, and there's some cool things that go on with it. It's work in progress, but it's actually really great, and I highly encourage you to check it out. So, starting off, we have some crafting materials. In the background here, we have a block called chalk, and when you break it in survival, it drops 4 of this right here, chalk dust. You also have dirt balls and sand piles, which you can make just very simply from dirt and sand. And you can further refine these 3 raw materials into things like quicklime or mud balls, like so. And the final products are stuff like Adobe brick, lime plaster, slate lime, all kinds of cool stuff. Clay and wheat are used in many recipes as well. And there's also this timber framing, which is crafted from timber blocks, which we will also discuss. Now, the first set of blocks are mud and rammed earth, and we're standing on them right now. Now, mud is actually a like a grass path style block. If you place something above it, though, it becomes more of a solid block, which is kind of cool. Rammed earth works very well with it as a block. You can see we've combined the two. All of the blocks, including like thatch, which we'll get to later, have stone sounds. I'm not sure what they're mined with, but it's really strange. Again, work in progress mod, and it's completely fine, but still something that they need to fix. Next, we have timber and cordwood. Timber looks really good. It's simply put, it's like a BOO oak log, with a border in it. And in addition to that, we have cordwood, which is like kind of a stucco log combination, which looks good on one side, not so much the others. The other sides look quite a bit like worse, I would say, and I think that if you just surrounded it with all this one side, it would be great. And you can make it face different directions, which is also really nice, as you can see right here. But it's still something that I feel could be dealt with better, I guess. Anyway. Next up, we have this fitted dry stone, or dry fitted stone. I love the texture of this block as a singular block, but when tiled, it just doesn't work. You can kind of see some problems with this central stone right here when the blocks merge. And I don't know how to fix this, considered fitted dry stone is supposed to be random. I guess you can make them all connect, but that would kind of defeat the point of the block. Next, we have Lath and Plaster, Cob, and Wattle and Daub. That's Wattle and Daub, that's Cob, that's Lath and Plaster. The Lath and Plaster is kind of a brighter block, sort of like bone, but a bit more, grainy. Then we have the Lath and Plaster, which is a darker, more off-white shade. And we have the Cob, or this is Wattle and Daub. Then we have the Cob, which is kind of a polished version of the Wattle and Daub. Now, finally, we have, or not finally, sorry. We have these Adobe bricks, just called Adobe. These are actually a really nice block, I feel. And it's very, mixed up with the different types of brick, We got lighter bricks, we got darker bricks, but mostly it retains a similar shade to white stained clay. And, so you can mix the two. I do prefer it just on its own, but I can kind of imagine a Pueblo village where you make mountains out of white stained clay and have Adobe brick buildings. I think that would look really cool. Next up, we have reed and we have thatch. Thatch is kind of a better looking hay bale. The problem I see with this is that it's made with wheat, for wheat. And if you look at thatch from Quark, which is a very different texture actually, if you can tell, it looks a bit more like cartoony Minecraft style. So they both have their own benefits, but they have the same recipe, which kind of sucks. But whatever. Let's move on. I feel like this is a great block overall, and I feel like I just wanted a recipe change. That's all. Next, we have concrete. And we have cinder blocks, which are kind of like stone bricks for the concrete. It looks really nice, actually, I feel. The only problem I see is that the left and right sides of these cinder blocks are not the same, and so it looks quite weird. Also, this side has what looks like half a face, so if you replicate this side, it'll just look weird. But replicate the left side of the block, and it'll look a lot better, I feel. Finally, or not finally, again, I keep saying that. But next we have slate. Now, you'd expect to use this for, like, slate roofs or something like that. But I feel like the best use for it is with, like, in a desert build with sandstone or in-stone brick. Kind of surrounded with in-stone brick. It's kind of a bluish block, and it's got almost a cosmic look to it, which I really like, actually. It really works for this. And I can see a lot of good uses for it. But this is the one I've been thinking outside the box with, I guess. Next, we have Wicker, which, oh man, I like this block a lot because it works so well with this oak wood planks. And we don't have very many blocks in vanilla that blend well with oak wood planks, So I feel like this is a great block simply because of that. Now, are you ready for the big surprise? I kind of hinted at it at the beginning. This is incredible. 3, 2, 1. We have custom timber framing. Now, if you don't know what a timber frame is, it's essentially a medieval style where you have these wooden frames and you put stucco over the wood. I love this. I mean, typically for a timber frame, you would take bone blocks, you would take logs of some sort, and you would just make a wall where the bone blocks are the sides of it, I guess. Not anymore. Not anymore. We have actual timber frames that actually look good. And it is great, and this is actually quite a complicated process to design. If you go into timber frame, we have a lot of crazy blocks, and they all work together, but still, it's not a simple process. But for example, we have both wattle and daub and lath and plaster in this general mix, but I'll tell you right now that this right here can also just work. Personally, I feel like it's just a great idea, and you can kind of tell the difference between the two. This one's a bit more rustic, while the other one's a bit more clean, but I think that people could make some really cool designs with this mod. It's mostly vanilla plus. It's kind of like Quark in that regard. But I feel like every single block has some sort of use. Minus the fitted dry stone. If you clean this thing up, it'll have a lot better uses, Every block has potential, which is what I love about this mod. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you later.